Net flagging is a process by which an investor, whether DIY investor or through a nominee, instructs central bank to automatically reinvest any coupons that are due or redemption amounts that are due for payment. This happens when your successful bids coincide with settlement of a maturing treasury bill or bond or coupons. There are two important purposes or benefits that accrue through net flagging your account. And number one is automatic compounding of your bond investments. Automatic because once you flag your account, the values that mature and get due for redemption or coupons that are due for payments will not be relayed to your settlement account, but they will be applied for reinvestment via your successful bids. And importance number two is that it gives an incremental value, or it increases the amounts that you have invested in treasury bills or bonds, because in the event the amounts that are maturing or the coupons that are due for payment are less than the successful bids that you have placed, you'll be prompted to pay for the top-up. When to bridge the difference between the higher values of the bids that you have made and the amounts that are due for payment. In the event where the matured amounts, especially when it's a redemption, then it will now be based on you as an investor to plow back the amounts through bidding. We shall look at the process of flagging your DHOW CSD account after 3 seconds short break. When someone owes you money, let's say for example 1,000 shillings, and along the way, before or during the payment date, you get to owe them money, let's say for example 800 shillings, it only makes financial sense if you consider the difference and whoever owes the other the net amount is the one to do the final settlement. Instead of collecting 1,000 from the first person and you pay them 800 shillings to remain with 200, you would rather consider cancelling the 800 that they owe you and you owe them in return, and receive from them the net 200 shillings. That one in finance, we call it netting off. Netting off. You net off what they owe you and what you owe them, then you exchange the net difference. One of the most selling points of money market funds is the auto compounding of the returns. In this case, we call it a daily compounding. I call it auto compounding because the investor does not necessarily require to plow back the return into investment. The nature or that investment vehicle is tailored in such a way that the return is computed and automatically credited in the investment account. When you look at the bond investments in treasury bonds, you have your settlement account and the CSD account, the DHOW CSD account that is sitting with the central bank. And what happens is that upon maturity of that bond or on repayment date of coupons, those amounts are automatically wired to your settlement account, which sits in your commercial bank. And that one denies the investment an outrun, an auto compound, auto reinvestment of the coupon or the redeemed amount. In the case of auto compounding of a bond, it means central bank will determine how much is supposed to be redeemed back or bought back from you, or the amount of coupon that you need to be paid, and offset it from a bid that you have placed. Then the refund amount or the total top-up amount should be determined and settled. That process we call netting of bonds, where if you bid and that bid that you have placed coincides with a coupon that you are supposed to be paid, or an amount that has matured or is due for redemption, coinciding with a settlement date of a new bond or treasury bill that you have bidded for and is successful, that case, central bank will determine the amount that you're supposed to pay for the bid that you have placed, and what is supposed to be paid to you, either in a coupon or a redemption value. Then a difference will be determined. And for that, if it is a refund, meaning that the amount that is being redeemed or the coupon that you're supposed to be paid is more than the amount that you have placed as a bid, the difference is what will be wired to your settlement account. And the reverse, in case the redemption amount or the coupon is less than the amount that you have successfully bidded, then you'll be prompted via an SMS and email for the difference or the top-up that you're supposed to pay for the new bid that you have placed. That, again, is what I'm calling netting of bonds. Netting of bonds. The importance or the purpose of netting. In finance, we say that there are no free lunches. Everything is at a cost. There is a risk in every event when it comes to finance. So in the case, the purpose of netting off is to cushion or minimize the risks involved in settlement or credit, your payment of financial transactions. In the case of netting off bonds, as an investor, you are required to give instruction to central bank for it to carry out the netting off. That placement of instruction is what we are calling flagging. You flag your DHOW CSD account with the central bank. How do you flag your account? You're supposed to log into your DHOW CSD account, then go to settings. From settings, accounts, and once you hit on account, the DHOW CSD account, this window shall pop up. There is this button that appears. There is a gray button that appears right below your ID number. You have your name, your email, then your ID number. Then there is this gray button. You press on that gray button and highlight it blue. Once you blue check that button, you have flagged that account. That is an instruction to central bank that in future, when you place a bid and there is a maturing treasury bill or bond or a coupon that is due, you are instructing central bank to net off that value, matured value, with the amount that you will have successfully bid to determine a refund or a top-up that you're supposed to do in the case your bid has a higher value compared to the amounts that you're supposed to be paid. That is what we call flagging. Net flagging. Netting off is the determination of the surplus or a top-up that as an investor you are supposed to make, depending on the amounts that are due to you for payment, either as a coupon or a redemption value, and the value of your successful bid. The difference is what will give us a refund or a top-up. A top-up is where you are supposed to pay an amount to cover the difference between the values that have matured or what you're supposed to be paid and the bid that you are placing. A refund is where the bid that you have placed has a lesser value than what you are supposed to be paid, in most cases during a redemption. That is netting. Then flagging is the instruction. That instruction via your CSD account where you are checking that blue button. You are flagging your account. And when we combine the two, we get net flagging. Net flagging. If you are using a laptop, you go to account linking. Once you are on that window, you will get that feature and it's called net flagging. Check that box to blue and you'll have successfully net flagged that account, so that in future you do not need to receive the amounts to your settlement accounts, then incur other costs and a lot of trouble in wiring back and adhering to strict deadlines of paying for your bond or a bill. Thank you for watching.